Hi, this is the first in the series of vlogs capturing my trip to the Philippines and Japan in the fall of 2017 between the months of October and November. It had been about 6 months from my previous trip to China. Feel free to check out the videos of my trip from China on this channel. Of the 3 weeks, I spent the first week in the Philippines, followed by 2 weeks in Japan. I started off from Toronto on the 21st of October 2017. It was a really, really bright and sunny Saturday. I was super excited and also nervous at the same time. And when in times like this, uh, I believe in my principle of when in doubt, just do it. My final destination on this part of the trip is Siargao Island in the Philippines. It will take me 4 flights to reach Siargao. My first flight is from Toronto to Tokyo, Japan. The second flight is from Tokyo to Manila. The third flight is from Manila to Cebu, and the fourth and the final flight is from Cebu to Siargao Island. I look forward to reach Siargao Island on schedule, and I just can't wait to settle down on the warm beaches that Siargao is known for under the tropical sun on the Pacific Ocean. It would be awesome. I'm so looking forward to it. Next stop, Tokyo, Japan.
A rapidly weakening typhoon Lan made landfall in Japan on Monday, setting off landslides and flooding that prompted evacuation orders for tens of thousands of people, but then headed out to sea after largely sparing the capital of Tokyo. 4 people were reportedly killed, hundreds of plane flights canceled, and train service disrupted in the wake of Lan.
Here I am in Incheon, South Korea. Korea was never part of my agenda thanks to Typhoon Lan. Um, we could not land in Tokyo, so I'm here in South Korea tomorrow, and yeah, tomorrow I will find out if I can take a flight from Seoul, Incheon, South Korea to Manila direct. So this is the airport transit hotel. Simple and quite elegant, actually. Let's see if I can get to Manila tomorrow. Time to sleep. After a bit of negotiation with the airline officials, I was able to get an early morning flight from Incheon to Manila the next day. But this meant that all my hotel bookings in Siargao, my connecting flights from Manila to Cebu, from Cebu to Siargao had to be rebooked. And there were no flights available from Manila to Cebu at the time when I would be landing in Manila. So this meant a whole lot of rebooking and rescheduling, loss of money, and rebooking fees, and so on. It's kind of a bad start for my trip, but I didn't let this phase me. I was unfazed and I looked towards my trip with a very positive attitude. And yeah, let me take it as it comes and deal with it. Our next stop, it's going to be Manila. Having got this one extra day in Manila, I thought of making the best use of it. I went on to explore Manila by foot. Uh, the very first thing that I observed was that it resembled the Indian city of Bangalore. The traffic, the chaos, people walking on the street, people just walking by, life passing by, and so on. And because I was able to make this exploration, I was lucky enough to stumble upon Jollibee, chicken and rice. That's such a brilliant idea. I wonder why we don't have Jollibee in Toronto. It would be such a big hit. The next day, I had an early morning flight to Siargao via Cebu. Cebu is a city in the Visayas province of Philippines. Let me use this time to explain why did I choose Siargao in the first place. In fact, let me step back a bit and tell you why did I choose Philippines at all. So primarily, my destination or my travel plans were all to Japan, but all my flights from Toronto would either have a changeover in Manila or Taipei. So I was thinking, since I travel such a long distance and it would be a shame not to visit the country that I'm passing through. So I chose to visit Philippines instead of Taiwan. So now that I've decided to go to Philippines, I was thinking which place to go. Philippines, as you know, has thousands of islands. It's an amazing country, lots of things, lots of places to see, amazing food and culture and whatnot. So my I after doing a lot of research, I zeroed it down to two places. One was the touristy island of Boracay, and the other was this much more laid back, less well known place called Siargao. Boracay is a crazy party town. It's very touristy. Uh, but Siargao is less well known. It's a surfing island. It is more laid back and so on, based on what I heard. Finally, after doing my research, I chose Siargao because it suits my personality pretty much. I like pure nature. I like the quiet. I like the laid back lifestyle. And based on what I had researched, I chose Siargao. And I'm looking forward to visit Siargao and relax there. In Cebu, I changed over to a smaller plane to Siargao. It had been 4 days since I left home, and this was my fourth flight, and hopefully the last one, which would take me to Siargao. I was super tired and exhausted with all the lack of sleep and moving over multiple time zones and so on. And all of this tiredness was taken away as if by magic when I looked out of the window and when I saw this. Words cannot describe the blissful aesthetic experience I had when I first saw the island. I felt like after an eternal search, I had finally found paradise. It felt like I came back home to Siargao. Having finally landed in Siargao, I just realized how simple and nice this airport was. I think this was by far the cutest airport that I have ever been in. It was so small. I just got off the airplane and I was able to walk right into the arrivals area, as you can see here. And the baggage arrival was manual. People just dragged a trolley by hand and brought in the luggage by hand into the airport. I had booked my stay in the Bravo Resort Hostel in General Luna, which was about 30 kilometers away from the airport and it was a 40-minute drive away. I observed that the streets and the roads throughout the island to be of very good quality, which is very, very surprising to me, which was very different from my expectations. This is my bunk bed at our Bravo Resort. As you can see, this is super cool. Uh, High ceilings made of wood, fan. There's an AC unit over there, and about outside.
Look at you, looking at me. I know you know how I feel. Loving you is hard, being here is harder. You take the wheel. I don't wanna do this anymore. It's so surreal. I can't survive if this is all that's real. All I wanna do is get high by the beach, get high by the beach, get high. All I wanna do is get by the beach, get by, baby, baby, bye, bye.
Just rented the scooter uh, to go and explore this island. Uh, I mean, the roads are of very good quality, and there are rows of mango trees all along the road. I mean, which is really impressive and good. But unfortunately, it's not the mango season. Personally, there is something truly mesmerizing and liberating when I drive motorcycles. It gives me a feeling of being in the environment. It stems from my reading of this book on philosophy uh, called The Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, in which the protagonist Phaedrus drives through the continental United States. Driving through these open fields, these open spaces, this theater of openness created an opening in my mind that helped me recollect some of my past memories, my days of being a hardcore motorcyclist.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm, there's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Taking a holiday, Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah. Riders on the storm.
I spent this day riding through the island. The island is pretty small. I went from the south to the north and rode pretty much along the beaches wherever I found an opening from the main road onto the beach. I just drove and relaxed on the beaches. The view was good, even though the storm was still passing through Siargao. This was a different perspective, a different side or a different face of the island, and I would not let this go to waste. I would like to explore and see this island in its rainy form, if you may will.
Dried out tears of sorrow, lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion, following the light that sets me
This is the famous Cloud 9 surfing spot. It is the open Pacific Ocean all the way to Central America. If the weather improves tomorrow over the next few days, I could go check out some of the neighboring islands. Over the next few days, I was basically chilling out at the beach resort. And then, when the weather improved, I decided to go on an island hopping tour. These tours are essentially completely planned in the sense that they organize the transport to the port, the boats, the food, snorkel, a guide, and so on. Since I had no specific agenda, I just decided to get onto one of those tours and just explore in and around Siargao. This is the edge of the naked island. There are waves approaching in opposing direction, and we cancel each other out. As you can see, I think this is pretty cool. The boat cancel each other out, and it's perfectly sort of stable in when you walk right at the center. time just froze here. I really don't know what day it is. But I have had this realization that I've been living in a plastic world for a very long time. It's staying here that I realized that how beautiful this planet really is. I think we should keep it that way. It doesn't take much. Later in the evening, I decided to check out this place called Kermit with some of my hostel buddies. Kermit is a resort and also a pizza restaurant. It was founded by a Swiss Italian traveler in 2011. It is very well known for its Italian pizza. They have a wood fired oven which apparently is well known for its very authentic taste. Yeah,
We do.
I'm still inside my own corner, I
Yeah.
think.
No, you get a little bit of mine as well. Your knife over here. Take a picture.
Oh, my knife is here.
It smells really good. Oh, but this
That's
one.
yours, for the rice.
Oh, yeah. What? It's good. Yeah, it makes you not, you think, oh, it's nice and clean that they've wrapped it up.
Next day, I decided to take a trip to this place called Sukba Lagoon. It is in the remote corner of the island near Del Carmen. It was discovered only a few years ago and it is not as well known as some of the other places on the island.
Like to introduce myself and the guide and also the name of this building, the NPS, is the Number of Protection Information Center. So this building, we built this building as the Information Center for Climate as well as we built this building also as the mini museum of the climate also because what we put here inside this building, it's all about the information of the climate and Siargao.
So we started at 8:30 a.m. today. We are on the way to Sukba Lagoon. We are currently at Del Carmen now. Need to take a boat from here for about 30 minutes. The lagoon was well hidden within a maze of mangrove forests. This now explains why it was hidden for such a long time. So here I am in Sukba Lagoon, trying to stand up paddle for the first time ever. I don't have my balance yet, so I'm just kneeling down paddling now. Let's see how it goes. I wish to go around this big rock there and see how far I can go without banging into this boat. This is quiet. I could sit on this paddle boat and meditate. It's very soothing and relaxing. After the day trip, met up with some buddies and we got crazy drunk at a local grill place called Mama's Grill.
This is Trolls. We are having lax tomorrow, so we're eating you tomorrow.
Sea lax.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the lags. I love the lags.
Oh, you
Yeah,
do?
it's my favorite kind of fish.
Oh, yeah.
So you are our favorite kind of fish. That's good to know, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Monsieur Lax,
Street food.
Monsieur T.
You get a knife and a fork.
Sitting at what is called Mama's Grill,
Mama's Grill.
Siargao,
Siargao.
Philippines, right?
Philippines.
Not in the supermarket.
Asia.
Say hi to Lax
Hi,
DJ.
lax. Lax. Six lax are in lax. That's my favorite kind of lax.
So now you know.
Oh, yeah.
Sex lax in the lax something.
Six lax are in lax ask.
We only have sports at KFC.
Six lax.
Look at you, looking at me. I know you don't understand. You could be a bad motherfucker, but that don't make you a man. Now you're just another one of my problems because you got out of hand. We won't survive. We're sinking into the sand. All I wanna do is get high by the beach, get high by the beach, get high. All I wanna do is get by the beach, get by, baby, baby, bye, bye. The truth is I never bought into your bullshit, but you pay tribute to me, 'cause I know that all I wanted to do is get high by the beach, get high, baby, baby, bye, bye. Lights, camera, oxygen, I'll do it on my own. Don't need your money to get me what I
We ended the crazy and fun-filled night at a karaoke place where all the local Filipinos from the island would gather and sing along. It was really, really fun. Although time seems to stand still on the island, it moves on relentlessly in the rest of the world. My time to leave had come. I was very happy to have visited Siargao. As always, it's always about the people that make a place really beautiful. And I met a lot of kind and beautiful people here. I knew it in my heart that I would always come back again. I would come back again to this lagoon in space time. Goodbye, Siargao. Next stop, Tokyo, Japan.